In this video, I'm going to explain the hidden law of tennis technique. This is something that I've never heard any other coach talk about. I've watched a ridiculous amount of YouTube videos and nobody ever mentions it, but it is a law. Unless you understand this and incorporate it, your tennis technique is only going to improve so much. So I'm going to explain what the law is, then I'm going to show you a series of assessments to help you identify if this is going on with you, and then we're going to talk about how to try and address this underlying problem so that you can develop a better technique. Hopefully you find the video helpful. If you do, it'd be great if you give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel before, it always helps me out, and it's much appreciated if you could do that as well. So what is this law I'm talking about? Well, the law states that you can only improve your tennis technique up to the point that your coordination will allow. Your level of coordination dictates the type of technique that you can use, and the bad habits that you've got are basically caused by lack of coordination in different areas of your body. And nobody is talking about this in any YouTube videos. Coaches are often teaching the way that professionals hit their strokes, but we have to be sensible and look at the way professionals' bodies move. The way that their bodies move allow them to do the things that they do technically, but for regular people, they normally have coordination limitations that prevent them from either getting in certain positions, because flexibility can be important and strength can be important as well. So a lot of players either can't get into a specific position required to hit a shot, and an example of that would be not being able to get into the racket drop position through reduced shoulder range of motion. So either not being able to get into a position or not having the coordination to control body parts in a specific position. And if that's going on with you, the only way to make meaningful improvements past the point that you're at is to improve your level of coordination. So that's what we're going to start to do here. We're going to do a series of assessments to help you figure out what's going on. And then the good news is that these assessments then turn into training exercises. So the first assessment / training exercise is going to be an ankle circle, and we're basically going to work our way up through the body to see how various different parts of the body are working. So for an ankle circle, we're trying to keep our leg completely straight, and we're just trying to make the movement from the ankle itself. So the basic coordination exercise is, can you make a circle with your ankle without the rest of your leg moving? So it shouldn't be twisting in and out like that. We should just have the ankle joint moving. We're then going to see how smooth is the circle. So can you make a smooth circle, or is it kind of tweaking and shaking and doing different things as you try and do it? And this is something that you could test at slower speeds and you can test at quicker speeds, because obviously when we're playing tennis, we need to have really good body control when we're moving slowly, but also moving at faster speeds. So try it on the right leg, try it on the left leg. Can you do an actual ankle circle, keeping your leg, the rest of your leg, completely still? How smooth is it at slow speeds? How smooth is it at fast speeds? So that's exercise assessment 1. For assessment 2, we're going to be doing leg internal and external rotation. So we're now starting to test the coordination at your hip. And when you're doing this, we want the pelvis to stay completely still, so no movement here. We want the leg to stay completely straight, and we should see the whole leg moving. We shouldn't see any side-to-side movement from the leg. It should just be a clean internal and external rotation. So are you able to do that? Are you able to twist your whole leg so the knee joint is moving while keeping the spine and the pelvis still? And how quickly can you do it? And is it a smooth movement, or do you find you have kind of double twitchy movements in certain positions? So you'll try that on the right side and try it on the left side. Can you do a nice clean internal external rotation without any twitchy movements or anything like that? So that's the hips. We're then going to move up to the pelvis. So for the pelvis, we're going to be doing a pelvic circle that looks like this. So just a combination movement. So I'll show it from the side. The pelvic circle looks like this. It's a combination of a forwards and backwards pelvic tilt and a lateral pelvic tilt. So you can try those independently and see if you can do them. But when we're doing this pelvic circle, what I want you to notice is the upper body is staying still, or relatively still. I'm talking while I'm doing it, so I might not be concentrating fully, but the aim is to make a circle, be able to do it in both directions, keeping the upper body still. Also notice that my back isn't doing crazy big arching movements. It's just more of an isolated movement at the pelvis. You can see that my legs are slightly bent, but I'm controlling the movement with core muscles rather than bending and straightening my leg. So pelvis, we're then going to move up to the upper spine. And for the upper spine, we're going to try a thoracic circle, which looks something like this. So I'm trying to extend my spine and flex my spine. So I'm trying to combine that movement with kind of a lateral gliding movement of my spine. And again, I might not be doing these perfectly because I'm talking as I'm doing it, but hopefully you'll get the idea. So can I then combine that into a thoracic or upper spine circle? Then we're going to move to the neck. And there's a few different ones that we could do for the neck, but the way that we're going to break it down, we're going to go to a forwards and backwards glide. So can you do something that looks like this, where the chin is gliding forwards while staying down? So we're not trying to do this, we're trying to do this. Can you also do a head lateral glide, where we're moving the head from side to side? And can you combine that into a head circle? Then moving to the shoulder blades, can you do a shoulder blade circle? So on the shoulder blade circle, we're trying to keep the head still and just get the shoulder to move. And when you're doing this, you're going to keep your arm completely straight. So we shouldn't see the arm bending as you do it. And we want the arm parallel to the floor. So it's staying at the same level. What I'm not doing is this sort of thing. So can I create that shoulder blade circle with all those coaching points, making sure that my shoulder actually goes up and down, so it's more of a complete circle. And then the final one we're going to do, we're going to move down to the hands and the wrists. And for this one, we're going to do a hands wraps exercise. So it looks like this. So if I break that down for you, we are hitting the front and back of our hand. So the front and back of our hand, like so. And I'm not sure whether you can hear it on the mic, but I think you can. And it's going to make a slapping motion when you do it. So if I show you it from the side slowly, it looks like that. But you're going to try and do it as fast and as accurately as you can. Now, where people tend to go wrong with this one is firstly the elbow moves. So instead of keeping the elbow into the side like that, people's elbow moves to compensate and to help them cheat. People also try and bend the hand rather than keeping the hands that I'm hitting flat. So it wants to be flat, not this. People sometimes hit the fingers or they hit the wrist and they do this or they do some variation, just anything that isn't a clean rotation. And something else that happens when people try and speed things up is they kind of hit the side of the hand. So we're looking for all of those things as part of this assessment. So how did you get on with those assessments? Were you able to actually create and coordinate movements in each of those different parts of the body? Because if you couldn't, or there are any challenges there or things weren't smooth, they're parts of the body that are going to be restricting your ability to learn optimal technique. And you just got to think through it logically. If you can't control your feet and ankles, you can't control your hips, that is going to be detrimental to your footwork. It's going to create problems with every other shot as you move to the ball. If you can't coordinate your spine very well, can't coordinate your neck very well, obviously we rotate on all of our shots. When we're trying to watch the ball through to contact, we need to control the spine and we need to control the neck, the shoulders. Obviously extremely important on all your shots, and the same thing for the wrist and the forearm control. Any limitations within those movements are going to create limitations within your tennis technique. The great news is the assessments themselves are the starting point of trying to train and improve how things are functioning. So you can do the stuff that we've just gone through as a mini little training program. But I do recommend that you watch the video again and kind of make sure that you've got the coaching points correct. What I find for a lot of players is they've not got amazing attention to detail or body awareness, and they kind of miss out on important things. So go through the video again, make sure you've got the coaching points. It's also a really good idea to record yourself to see how well you're doing it back, because it's normally pretty obvious when you watch yourself back where things are going wrong, and then just work on trying to improve it, and it can be really beneficial. If you would like to learn more about improving your level of coordination, obviously this is just the starting point. point, there are a lot more things that we might need to do to really get your body working in the way that you want to play tennis at a high level. So what you might be interested in is my Neuro Tennis Challenge. I'll place a link to that down in the description. Okay, thanks for watching. This is an unwritten law. This is the way that tennis works. You can only play at the level that your body, that your coordination will allow you to play. So if you really want to improve, then improving those underlying skills is the way to be able to properly change your tennis level. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.